Welcome back to round two at the Mayo Rip Curl Pro. Portugal going through back-to-back heats with the top two on the Jeep leaderboard, and both of them survive. Florence to Medina with wins into round three, and now under pressure to perform in the title showdown. Matt Wilkinson, number 3 in the world, taking on Jeremy Flores from France to the Pipe Masters. Jeremy Flores looking to kick things off. He starts driving down the line super deep, beating multiple sections. Flores out, looking for another big maneuver off the top. He floats it shut. So Flores sneaking into an absolute cavern to kick things off.
Well, it is the best wave we've seen so far this morning. We can see how he drives through that section, and again, double barrel comes out the other end. Jeremy Flores, one of the best tube riders on the tour, both backside and front side, and especially waves like this, Joe. Growing up in France, very used to these real hollow, dumpy beach breaks.
Where he never had solid previous results. Jeremy Flores opens with a 9, backs it up with a 7.0 on this wave.
Beautiful opening maneuver, and again backs it up with a couple of nice turns right there. Jeremy Flores, unbelievable surfing for him, and then right behind Matty Wilco, just a quick little in and out for him. So even though Jeremy's dropped that 16.01 two-wave total,
but now Wilco needs to fight a comeback to stay in the world title showdown. Deep on the left, he's going to set this one up in the barrel, but he's not going to find the exit. First wave, he took a look, a 0.5.
Sort of what all these guys fall into is that consistency. I mean, it's been that kind of year where these guys have all had great results, but also a lot of bad results as well. Jeremy Flores, he's going to re-qualify through the QS, but really wants to do that through the CT.
Unbelievable barrel to kick things off for Flores. A diamond in the rough. Gets a right-hand option that kept on giving. What was the hardest part about that barrel, Potts?
Well, there was a moment there where he could have come out of that tube and decided to go for that second section. Obviously, once that white water comes into play, it becomes very tricky up and over the foam ball, but Jeremy Flores, as we said, he's grown up in France.
Wilkinson already feeling the pressure with the title race, needing to win this heat to keep himself in contention with Medina and John. Meanwhile, Jeremy Flores is still driving through a backhand tube and punches free. What a start for the surfer from France, the former pipe master, showing off that barrel ability, forehand, backhand. Wilco now moving his positioning to set up this left. He's got the speed to burn now, looking for one big section, a huge air attempt from Wilco. He's down. Number 2, this wave, an 8-point ride. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look as he takes off on his backhand. Doesn't let go of the row with that right hand, pulls up nice and deep. Now he starts to pump up and over the foam ball, and then just snuck out the end of it right there. Jeremy Flores, no claim, but puffs the chest out to say, yep, that felt good. Let's have a look at the drone footage here as he drags. Now he starts to slow himself down. Now he sees that wave start to speed up, so he has to react, and he gets that little pump, Joe. Really hard to do on a small wave like that. You can see him driving right there. He'll pull that rail up again just to keep that board nice and tight. Up and through this section, I mean, what a tube ride here from Jeremy Flores. And then just the power and the core strength to be able to come out the end of that. 8 points. So Jeremy Flores starts with a 9, backs it up with a 7, and then drops an 8.
Gabriel Medina coming away with the win there. It looked really stressful towards the end of the heat with Ryan needing a 4.75.
Yeah, the waves are really bad out there. Yeah, it's hard. I got 2 bad waves, but it wasn't enough.
Wilco, the most consistent through the Australian leg of the year, as he's having a look now. Matt up and out once again. His high score in this matchup, a 2, a 1.13. Flores still controlling with priority and a huge lead. He'll make a move on a solid left. Big bottom turn. Beats the first section. And that one's just going to race on down the sandbank without him.
The swell comes in a straight line. It's going to really close out, and that's exactly what happened. Jeremy Flores took off on this one here. Driving off the bottom. Now he grabs the rail, pushes through that section, and it just sort of stretched out just a little bit too much on the bank. Shut down at the end, so no exit for Jeremy.
And now we're looking at 4:30 to try to pull off a miracle and break a combo. Nice and deep, beating multiple sections. Matty Wilkinson free to move. Big float to finish, but he won't hang on.
Wow. Well, that was a step in the right direction, Joe. Have a roll of the dice, Matty. Let's have a look here as he takes off. drives through that section right there. Double barrel, comes out nice and clean, and then goes for that crazy floater maneuver there and lands in the flats and goes down. So a 7.01 will get him out of the combo situation, and then he'll need a perfect ride. So things are looking still a bit tough for Matty Wilco, but definitely a step in the right direction, Joe.
Going for a huge float into the flats, a really tough landing for Wilco. Made it almost impossible to pull off. A 7 and then an 8 all in a row for Flores. Wilco breaking the combo with his 8.0. He's up again. Pulls right in under the hood. He'll go down. In the world title showdown, we run out of time and we make it official. Wilco out of the world title race this year. World number 3 gets a 25th by the performance of Jeremy Flores. Flores pulled off a couple impossible makes to get his 9 and his 8 to put Wilco in a really tough situation.
Yeah, the crazy year that is 2016 continues. Some of the top seeds are falling early in round 2 this year. Unfortunate there for Matty Wilco, but I tell you what, he fought his way back. You've got to give him credit for that. Dropped that 8-point ride, but just came up short, ran out a bit of time. Jeremy Flores moves through to the next round with an amazing performance.